Welcome to ESG Insights, the podcast where we discuss the latest development shaping the ESG landscape. Today we are joined by Ms. Jyoti Singh, partner in ESG, to discuss how ESG reporting is changing globally and in India, the increasing roles of investors, corporate best practices, and the race towards net zero. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Harshita. It is really a pleasure for me to be here and discuss with you about ESG landscape.
So let's begin with a broad question. How is ESG reporting changing today compared to 5 years ago?
So the trend that we are seeing globally is that there's a significant change which is there. Earlier it was a kind of a voluntary kind of exercise, but now it is becoming more structured, more regulated, with a lot of regulations coming in. In India also we can see, and globally also we can see, and the investors, the regulators, they're expecting the companies to provide more reliable, more comparable, and something which is very much decision useful information. Because this is why the sustainability is gaining importance. And in India, earlier the BRSR had been introduced, so it is almost of 3-4 years. So we can see that maturity in the BRSR reporting of the corporates. And recently the SEBI has also come out with BRSR code to make the focus on specific ESG indicators. And the assurance is also being made mandatory. So we can see a lot of developments which are coming, which are making this sustainability reporting more robust and more useful for the investors and other stakeholders.
So what factors are driving this transformation in ESG ecosystem?
So ESG ecosystem is like other ecosystems, which is very, very dynamic, which is getting impacted by many things. If I can say, there are major 3 drivers which are impacting it. Firstly, the first we can say the regulatory developments. So there are international sustainability board standards which have come, which have been formulated by the IFRS. They are seeing that we are seeing that many jurisdictions are adopting those. So we are moving towards a harmonized sustainability standards. This is coming up, and unless and until we have the same standards adopted, we will not be able to compare the sustainability reports of various countries, various economies. Secondly, I think the investors' demand for climate risks, for governance practices is increasing. We can see that the investors are, they are coming up very strongly on greenwashing, on fake claims which are made on ESG. So this is something where the corporates have to become very, very cautious on what they are reporting. Thirdly, it is creating a kind of competitive advantage for any company in its peer. Because when you compare companies and you find that one company is doing better than other in the ESG reporting, and the disclosures are getting more better and better every year. So investors definitely are giving some more preference to those kind of companies.
So you mentioned investors. How do you think investors are influencing ESG reporting?
See, the major thing which is driving is that how the sustainability is also impacting your long-term financial performance. Because you cannot have a view of a company's long-term resilience just by the financial numbers. This is what is being understood by the investors, whether it is globally or in the Indian system. So globally we can see there are large institutional investors who are there, who are asking companies to disclose more and more about the climate risks, how they are going to reduce those emissions because of the increasing global warming, which is impacting the businesses a lot. The biodiversity is the latest addition, because when the investors are coming, the domestic or foreign investors, so they are giving a lot of weightage to the ESG disclosures by the companies. And we can see some good companies who have always maintained good ESG disclosures, they are benefiting from that.
Okay, so let's now talk about ESG ratings. Why have they become so important?
ESG rating has, it has completed that whole cycle. Because once you are reporting, now it is in the market, but how as an investor will I compare it? So ESG rating is a kind of framework where we are benchmarking those companies and giving them ratings. that where do they stand in that rating benchmarking. Okay, so these rating agencies, they evaluate all the practices in all the three dimensions of environmental, social, and governance, and then they give them ratings. And we have seen that the companies, the corporates, they have a pressure to improve their ratings the next year. In India, this is very nice that the SEBI has come out with this standardized rating framework for ESG rating. So now the companies, their ESG rating is standardized. As an investor, if you sit and see their ESG rating, so we can understand that out of the score of 100, if company X is getting 70, if company Y is getting 60, so we can make out that difference. And we can also see in ESG, in all the three dimensions, where it is lagging behind. And what we have seen when we are discussing with clients is that the companies which are more environmentally sensitive, they have more pressure to reduce their carbon emissions, because their environmental rating, the weightage of an environmental rating is very low. So that is where it is working.
What do you think are the best practices that are being adopted by companies here in India and globally also?
Firstly, I would say the most important shift that we have seen is it is not just something you are reporting as a part of your annual report to your stakeholders and putting it on your website and in the public domain. It is now more being integrated into a strategy. If you are making any business decision, then ESG is also taking into account for. It is not just that you are just on the basis of the profitability factors or the business expansion thing, you are taking some decision. And we have also seen it in some companies, the executive compensation is also being linked to the sustainability targets. That okay, you have to reduce your carbon emissions, you have to work for that, or you have to increase the diversity, or you have to have better ESG rating. Because at the end of the day, they are seeing the benefit of how these things are impacting their long-term business value. And one more major thing which we see is the adoption of technology. Because ESG data management is something where the businesses are really facing challenges. So the adoption of technology, the adoption of softwares, adoption of AI for having the real-time data on your emissions, on your consumptions, is also helping the corporates to have a good data for preparing a very good report.
So I've seen that net zero has become a very popular term. What does it exactly mean for a business?
So net zero is something where you are measuring your emissions, scope 1, scope 2, there are different kinds of emissions are there, and these are all standardized based on the greenhouse gas protocol. And once you're measuring it, then there has to be a mechanism in place where you are reducing your emissions, and you want to have some target that okay, within the next 20 years or 30 years I will be achieving net zero. And for that, like in India also, India has also pledged net zero by 2070. So the corporates have a pressure. There are industry specific targets which the government has given to various industries. In UAE also we are seeing that there is a net zero roadmap which the government has drawn, and there's a UAE climate law for that. So at the end of the day, what happens is that you cannot have net zero, like you can reduce, there are two ways. First, you reduce your emissions. After that, whatever is left, then you have to have offset those things by purchasing carbon credits. So one more development in this regard is the carbon market which is coming in India. The carbon market is also being strengthened. I would like to mention there are science-based targets also, where your targets for achieving net zero, they are scientifically also there. The process is there that how you will achieve it, and there's a mechanism, there's a framework which is known as science-based targets.
What do you see as the future of ESG reporting over the next few years?
So as I had mentioned in the starting, that the global harmonization of the ESG reporting standards is on the way. The ISSB standards are being adopted in various jurisdictions. So that is something, the trend is there. Secondly, the assurance part is becoming more and more mandatory. Earlier the investors were just accepting that report in that way, how the company is preparing. But now they want it to be assured, to be verified by an independent expert. That is the second trend. And thirdly, the ESG is not in silos anymore. It is being integrated into the strategy, into the risk management, into the business decisions. Any CEO or any, if you can see the management discussion analysis, is incomplete without the discussion on how the ESG is being considered in the various business strategy. So this is something I think very positive, and the understanding of the corporates and the will to move towards compliance with ESG is increasing.
Before we close today, what is the message for organizations?
So I would like to say that it is no more just a compliance requirement. It is now a very strategic opportunity. The companies and the corporates and also the other organizations, they should understand that they should work towards bringing a strong governance, reliable ESG data systems, credible net zero strategies, and work towards transparent disclosures and increase their focus towards that, because this is how they will be able to attract good investors. They will be able to manage their risks well, and also they can create a sustainable value in the coming years, and this is something which will stay in the long run.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your insights today.
Thank you, Harshita. It was my pleasure.